Kata. Seisan. Skate. Right. Yoi. Stepping out with a left. And step out with a right. Seisan. Left hand in an augmentation position to your right block. Right foot's going to be pigeon-toed. Pull back, punch. Have some dynamic tension with the breath exhalation. Open the front foot, pivot, scoot forward, replace the hands. So I'm left augmented, left pigeon-toed. Pull back, punch. 1, 2, 3. Shift, come forward, repeat. Pull back, punch. 1, 2, 3. Under tension. Both hands back to the hip. Slight scoot. Double punch. Going slightly to the opposite sides of the center line. X-buck, down, both hands down to the hip. Pulling back to the hip to the fist, knee lift with the right foot. Step out, naha. Right hand palm upward, left hand covering the sciatic nerve on the left leg. Turn, 1, 2, 3, pulling under tension. Pivot, step forward, come back up, repeat, turn, 1, 2, 3, pivot, come forward, repeat the sequence, turn, 1, 2, 3. Look left, shifting, naha turn, inside augmented block, pull back, cat, step out, punch, punch, punch. Look right, naha turn, augmented block, pull back, step out, punch, punch, punch. Look left, shift, augmentation, kosa, step up, side stomp, downward, clear. Look, shift, augmentation, kosa, step up, side stomp, come back, clear. Right leg's coming up to the left hand, clear, punch down, over-rotating the right fist. Look forward, pivot, step back, hands come to the hip, scoot out, double punch again on opposite sides of center line. Left foot moves back, steps behind the right foot steps out. We catch, turn with tension, right foot steps out. Yoi position, clear, left foot up to right, Ray, Kata, Seisan. Kata, Seisan. Right. Yoi. Hey. Kata, Seisan. Kata. Seisan. Right? Yoi. Hey. Kata. Seisan. In this segment of the tape, we're going to look at some highlight bunkai from the kata Seisan. Some of the key components of this kata we're going to address. I'm going to have Mr. Gotcha as our assistant here. Would you come on, please? Yes. Thank you. The first movement before we do it, one of the key components of the Seisan kata is a movement that comes out to here, punch, pulls back under tension, and then has a front foot turn prior to the movement. It's a very easy movement, basically with a lunge punch coming in by Mr. Gotcha with his right hand, comes in to here. I'm working from an angle. First movement is to come from the angle, a block, and its immediate punch to the back kidney area. The key here is the use of the knee to disrupt the balance and work the takedown. This same technique can work as well with the same punch coming to the inside of the body, coming in this manner with the punch, and again using the knee to disrupt balance and take the person down to the front. That was the first point in the kata. A second key point in all of the Seisan katas is what we call the arm break movement. In our kata, in the Okinawa Kenpo kata, it's done opposing hand and foot. Shift, up, shift, up, and down. Basically, all we're doing with the front hand is the block, the break. The back hand is protecting the nerve, the sciatic nerve of the leg. The idea of possible opponent attacking from the side. Discounting that attack right now, I want to look at what's happening with this initial attack from the front. Mr. Gotch again will be punching with a right straight lunge punch to the face. The first is just coming up, using the palm to attack the elbow. I can also let the prep hand now get into play. Up and strike. But initially, we block, control the wrist. That pull back becomes just an outside circle wrist, taking him down to the ground. So that's this sequence right here becomes the takedown. Going beyond this same concept from that punch position, we now have the ability to start working up the wrist. I can make this attack and use this motion to attack first right to the wrist, right into here and down. I can work wrist and forearm using the bone of my inside of the wrist right on the muscle. I can come in and bend the arm and put it into a lock position. I can come in further and work underneath the arm and lock. I can take this hand and go down and strike to the head, put the hand behind, bring this one over. lock, or again, take down. So it gives us a number of things that we can work. We also have the capability from this same movement of a kick coming in. The kick with that foot to lock and come into here and catch. And again, he will go down to the floor. Listen. That's the second movement that I wanted to go over in the Seisan Kata. The third aspect is something that's unique to our Seisan Kata in that rather a front kick, rather than having a front kick, as most of the Shorin-ryu do, katas do, we have a side stomp kick. I could have Mr. Gochu over here. In this case, he's coming with, again, a left punch now to my body. He punches in. I block. I'm going to control the kata movement. If you stay right there, the kata movement, as remember, goes here, kosa, stomp, down. What we're doing is block. Here's my adjustment, my subtle adjustment. This gives me the ability to change my angle as I may need. The reason is I have the capability of straightening the leg and breaking it, or stepping out a little bit wider, catching behind, and using this as a takedown, dropping him to the ground. Controlling here, and there's my bottom fist strike, which becomes a drop to the rear. The last piece that I want to go over is, I think, one of the most important in the Seisan Kata. It's sort of one of the things that makes that kata in all the systems, you find that movement, and that is the foot catch. What the movement in the kata deals with is we just did a takedown on an opponent, and we move back, we double punch, we pull back, shift, catch, and turn. Now in the kata, the movement coming back, the left foot moves, the right foot steps out, the cat stance, and we catch and turn. In application, the key here that the kata is teaching is that we slide back. I'm not bringing the front foot back and catching the kick, because all I'm going to do is take Mr. Gochu's front thrust kick, put it through my ribs and out my back. I'm going to let that kick come through, let it drive my body back. As I move back, I'm closing the cone. Think of this as a traffic cone, and I'm closing it to catch the foot. At extension, I can stop my stance and rotate the foot. So I'm standing here minding my own business. Mr. Gochu comes in, and he's going to front thrust kick me to the midsection. Boom. Here's my catch, opening to here, catch. Now, this is the turn. I catch below the heel, I catch the foot, and I'm going to turn this down and drive to the ground. We can extend this from here, catch the foot, and let this hand go to the knee. It was demonstrated slow, we won't do the snap. Hey, he kicks, bang. I can catch here and let this hand now drive into the knee and down. Listen. Thank you. That is a quick overview of some of the highlight bunkai of the Seisan Kata of the Okinawa Kenpo system. Thank you. Kata. Seisan. Right? Yoi. Hey. Kata. Seisan. Kata. Shinto. Escape. Right. Wait. Look left. Shift. Left cat. Right hand stays in front. Left hand opens. Knife hand. Right hand comes across. X block. Catch. Clear. Step out. Punch with the right hand. Left foot's going to shift on line to Nihonch. Double block looking to the right. Going to be pivoting on the right foot. Pivot, come all the way around. Left downward leg block. Shift back. Left knife hand. Right. Catch. We're going to jump. Kick, kick. Set down. Block slightly outside of the knee. Come around. Block. Pivot. Step through. Hands still together. Then punch. Step. Punch. Elbow. Knife hands. Shift the foot back, slightly extending the stance. Right foot comes up. We cover and strike. Doubles. 2 to the throat. Shift on line. Downward open hand. Shift slightly up. Both inside blocks in fist. Shift to the right. Knife hand block. Left hand comes up. Grabs the wrist. We roll it. Roll it again. Pivot. Turning. Step all the way through. Roll the right hand in my wrist. Downward back fist. Block with the right hand. Right foot shifts back. Kosa. Right inside block. Left cover. Step back. Pulling the hands to the hips. Kick. Set forward. Right elbow. Double punches down. Going to turn to our right. We move the right foot forward first. Shift. Left foot slides up into kosa. The obi's facing to the back wall, and we double block. Left foot comes forward. Left downward block. Keep the right hand up. Pivot. Come forward. Replace. Pivoting on the right foot. Come in. Step through. Downward leg block. Right foot moves, kosa, double block, shift back, kick, set, Nihonch, double elbows, back fist, double strikes. Look right, kosa, downward, clearing leg block, step back, kick, set, kosa, step back, kick, set forward, knife hand, catch, punch and kick, drop down to the knee and punch. Come up, left 45, knife hand, catch, turn, step up. All right. Kata, Shinto. Kata, Shinto. Escape. Right. You right. Kata, Shinto. Kata, Shinto. Tsuke. Right. Yoi. Kata, Shinto. In this sequence, we're going to look at some highlight bunkai from the Kata Shinto. We're going to break probably 4 pieces out of here, some of what I think are the key components of this kata. In the very beginning of the kata, we have our first sequence that starts from here, works 1, 2, to here, and back. I'm going to ask Mr. Gojushiho to be my assistant on this and to show you some of the bunkai applications. Basically, we're starting with an overhead strike. Although the kata breaks at 1, 2 in application, we're going to bring up that X block at the same time. He comes in and is making your X. I'm going to control the wrist, roll it, and move in, locking, then the punch right into the body. This next movement is just the sweep, takedown to finish the individual. And then I'm moving to my next movement. This. Second movement is X block or X block considerations. This movement in the kata that we do blocking a kick. In our kata, in Okinawa Kenpo, it's a little bit unique in that we use a concept of an aggressive attacking X block that's going to use the two knuckles. It's almost as if you're doing two back fists with these knuckles into either the shin or the thigh of the opponent. In this particular sequence in the kata, we've just done a double jump. We place down and we X block to the outside. Mr. Gotcha, we're coming in, chambering his kick, coming in on me to chamber, boom, and we're blocking right into here. You'll notice that my knee is to the inside, I'm blocking to the outside. When we're dealing with this, we have to be concerned about safety. This is an aggressive attack. I'm trying to jam him before he's able to get into his power zone. This is not a good idea to do at this point where he's into his power zone and he can drive through. So when we're jamming, we're going to move in and jam right into here. You can attack and control and drop down on the ground. But that is not the only way that you can do an X block. There are two other options that you can work. One, rather than here, is you may wish to stop that technique. By stopping it, we will use the hands in this position. So the arms are straight. The arms become basically locked. That stops it in position. He kicks again. Boom! Jamming, bang, right in. You also may wish to flow, to remove the target and to avoid the potential for his hands are still available. What that happens is you will see a situation where you block in this manner. Not striking, just letting this block. Now this has some natural capabilities. It has a disadvantage that we're going to turn into our advantage. The disadvantage is this arm will have a tendency to collapse. It's not strong. If we want to strengthen it, we have to turn to get the correct bone alignment. This is the stability. This is mobility. That's exactly what we want because we're going to go off angle, we're going to let this collapse, we control and work the takedown. So I'll let the kick come in this time. He kicks, and that's right to here. And now I have a lock or a sweep, takedown, etc. Taking this slowly, he comes in. I'm going to block it here, let it slide through, and reverse the hands. And now I can come down and work the kick. Next position is the wrist. The wrist. We have a movement in this kata that comes up and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What this is, the attack is coming, left punch to the face. I block it. He grabs my wrist. I grab his wrist, I shift my hand, releasing, and lock, getting an outside circle wrist technique, turn, step back, take him down to the ground. Trying it again slowly to show. The punch comes in, he grabs the wrist, it's just up, release my hand, control and shift. I'm sliding, I work, I now have pressure on the arm, and I have a joint lock, outside circle wrist technique, taking him down. A variation of this can be where a two-punch attack comes in. First punch comes in, same. Second punch comes in, I block and catch. Come up, grab, slide, and work to the outside of the elbow. Again, I can take it down in that manner, or I can kosa and work him in this manner as well. So The concept there is teaching that there's a body movement to work the takedown. It doesn't necessarily mean the body movement always has to go in the direction of the kata. In the double attack, that was just right here, and it works the same. The last point I want to go over on this kata is the elbow. There's a throw and an elbow attack. In the kata, we have a sequence where we're working. We come up, punch, punch, elbow, and here. All we're doing from this sequence is once we've gotten into an attack, I've punched, I punch into him, and maybe he's going to block with this, an inside block. I'm moving in, I'm elbowing him. This is just a grab. This is just coming up and grabbing, and all I'm doing is placing. I have a lock, hand goes behind the head, and I'm just going to drop him down to the ground. So it's the elbow, grab, secure, and the takedown. Thank you, Mr. Gacho. That was a little introduction into a few of the highlights of the Shinto kata. Thank you. Kata, Shinto. Tsuke. Right. Yoi. Kata, Shinto. Right? Yoi. Kata, Gojushiho Ni. Come out. Going to the 45. Lock down. Double punch. Repeat to the right 45. Double punch. Left 45. Block grab. Punch, punch. Kick. Punch. Right 45. Grab block. Punch, punch. Kick. Punch. Square off. Right outside block. Grab. Rotate the wrist. Throw it down. Shifting. Knife hand and palm, knife hand and palm, knife hand block and palm heel. Turn, come through, knife hand blocks, kosa, grab, toss it down. Repeat sequence, blocking down, kosa dodge, grab high, toss. Turn, knife hand block, circle, circle, spear. Pivot, chicken wrist on the right hand, eyes, throat, kick to the chin, punch to solar plexus. Come back online. Left hand's blocking up, right hand's blocking down. Knife hand blocks. Kosa, clear, punch with the right. Repeat sequence. Clear, punch with the left. Pivot, step through, downward block. Come back, nai hanch, double punches, elbow. Shift forward, come through, inside knife hands, punch, double, come up. Right hand is open, left hand is closed. Rei, yoi, kata, gojushiho ni. All right, kata, gojushiho ni. Kata, Gojushiho Ni. All right, Kata, Gojushiho Ni. Kata, Gojushiho Ni. In this segment, we're going to look at the bunkai applications, some highlight bunkai for the Gojushiho Ni Kata. One of the first things we're going to look at, or one of the dominant signature aspects of this kata, is the block, punch, punch, kick, punch sequence. In the kata, it comes out, as you remember, and it has a block grab, punch, punch, kick, punch aspect. Mr. Gotcha will be assisting me here, and we'll look at the base level bunkai and then some further adaptations of that. Move this with just a little bit, sir. Thank you. He's going to come in with a right punch to the face, right lunge punch to the face. It's the block, the grab. Base level bunkai is just punch, punch, re-grab, kick, and prior to setting down, use the placement of the foot to really drive that punch in to the body. That's base level. Secondary level, we teach the student not necessarily do you have to do all the moves in a sequence. Once I've gotten the block and have a grab, the last thing I really want to do is let go. So a more practical application of this same sequence would be that attack coming in, it's boom, grab, punch, kick, punch. Still holding. Why let go? The last is the things are not always what they may seem. In this situation, he comes in with the same attack, block, punch, step through, sweep, and punch. So now the kick becomes, rather than a kick, it becomes a lift behind, place, sweep, and your last punch is down to the person on the floor. The next movement in this kata is the outside forearm block working against a joint lock. In the kata, the movement becomes block, under, position, and throw. What we're going to be working is showing you how that works. Mr. Gotch, if I could have you on this side. He'll be attacking with a right punch to the face. Block, cover, control. This hand comes underneath, bends the arm. I now establish the control on the arm, step behind, and throw down. Snapping to break the arm. Again, once again, slow. The attack comes in, catch, up, under, back, turn it, palm it, and down. And finish. When you do this with your opponent, be careful not to snap at that point. To start it, start the motion down, not a quick snapping motion. The big sequence in the kata, one of the hallmarks of the Gojushiho form in a variety of systems is one of these sequences. This goes here, kosa, up, and down. We repeat, kosa, up, and down. What we're working is, at base level, we have two opponents. First opponent made an attack, and we block. Second opponent is coming in from the angle, and he's punching to my face. I'm moving away as he attacks to here. I'm going to then secure, bending, control, and take him down. That's this movement. Again, slowly for you. First attacker comes in. I block. Second attacker punches to the face. It's a movement, control, bend, take it down. You got a control, I got a lock on the wrist, and a break. We can also, however, as we talked before in some of our bunkai, the movement of the kata doesn't necessarily have to be the same in application. Kata teaches a concept. Many times, the concept may be that the movement is necessary, but not necessarily which direction that movement goes. In this application, we're going to have the other hand punching. Here, he punches to there. Bang. to here. Now what I'm going to use is this same thing, but now it becomes this movement and down, taking it to the opposing direction. Thus. The last highlight area I want to go over is what we call the small sequence in this kata. That is a series of movements that work here, kosa, punch. Here, kosa, punch. Initially, at base level, we teach the student he's working against two opponents. First opponent punched, and we're just blocking. So first opponent's just going to punch to the ribs, and it's just a block. Second opponent's coming from this angle, and he's going to punch with that hand, and I'm stepping out of the way, and then I move and punch. Now, while the kata moves in a straight line, here, in application, I would not want to continue that line. I would go here, he punches, kosa, bang. I want to cut this line. I want to get behind him. He can't hit me. I can hit him. This is a smorgasbord of opportunities. Anything I want, free. This is what I want, right to here. So that's one of the applications. However, as we advance, we can start to combine some of these movements. In this case, let's deal with that same first opponent. We let him go the first time. Later on, we don't. He comes in with that punch to the midsection. Here is this. There's the punch. So it's here, control the arm break or takedown with the finish, the punch coming down. One last time, that sequence. Punch comes into the body. Here, step in, control, lock, and finish. Whoops. Thank you, sir. That's a little overview of some of the meat of Kata Gojushiho Ni. Thank you. Kata Gojushiho Ni. Kata Gojushiho Ni. Kata Niseshi. All right. Yoi. Double inside, forearm blocks with tension. Shifting back into left cat stance. Left hand is open, right hand's on fist. Scoot forward, punch. Left hand stays open. Double blocks. Turning. Double blocks, shift back, wedge out, under tension. Going to look left, knife hand, side kick, set, punch. Shift, knife hand, side kick, set out, crossbody punch. Stepping forward with the right foot, left hand up block, right hand and palm heel. Reverse. Coming forward, we're going to catch the hand. We're going to now go for the leg, come up, inside augmentation. Upward elbow, downward punch, double blocks to 45-ish. Left 90, inside augmented, elbow, punch down, block, block. Stepping, double, now shifting your angle slightly, coming back, elbow, punch, block, block. Turning back toward forward, double punches, Shift the stance back, rotate, catch the foot, and take it down. Step back to your position, up, Ray, Kata, Niseshi. Kata, Niseshi. Kata, Niseshi. Kata, Niseshi. Kata, Niseshi. In this segment, we're going to look at 4 highlight bunkai sequences of the Niseshi Kata. This has some unique things to it and some nice joint working. One of the first things is the very initial move on the kata deals with this movement, stepping back, punch, block, block. I asked Mr. Gotcho to be my assistant on this. Initially, we're looking at someone's coming in to make a grab to you. You're just wedging and breaking off the grab. He's going to move in and attack and a punch with the right hand as I shift back, cover, punch, block the arm, continue it for a takedown. So the sequence, wedge, back, punch, block, block becomes break, and the second movement becomes the takedown. Just look at it one more time. He grabs, I wedge, he punches, block, punch, break, and continue. Yes. The second point I want to go over is a movement that seems somewhat awkward. It has a little uniqueness to it. In the kata, as we proceed through, we initially worked against the opponent here. We wedged him. We kneed this individual. We strike, kick, punch. We block, kick, punch. Then we move and attack directly forward and then just turn to the back. What we've actually done is the opponent that we wedged is standing in a position, or back a little bit to us. We are then turning to him, and we are going to move in and attack. We're hitting the shoulder and the hip to disrupt balance. Our next movement, although the kata we move forward in application, we're just going to move back and throw. So it's a takedown and throw, disrupting balance and throwing into the sequence. Further, as we go on, we have a sequence where we come out of that, we block, we move in, we go down real low, and we work this type of motion. What we're doing as an example may be, let's say a punch coming in to the body, block. All we're doing here is working movement off, working either you can work to the outside or the same thing here, working to the inside on the knee. So it's just here. Last sequence is sort of the signature of this kata. If I can have Mr. Gotcha over in this direction. This sequence, doing it for the viewer, starts out augmentation, comes in, elbow, punch, 1, 2. What we're working, he attacks. He comes in with a right lunge punch. I move, block. I control, step in deep. This elbow comes up under the jaw. Control, drive him down, punch. New attacker comes from the 45, punching into my body. I block, come around, break, take that individual down. Thank you. That was a little bit of the overview into some of the highlight bunkai of Nisei Kata. Thank you. Kata, Niseshi. Kata, Niseshi.